We're the light of the world, hand in hand. Got this gift we can't feel, and we know, yes for sure, it is real. And we know we've truly seen hope return 1,000 times. People finding peace again through the energy and light that shines. We've been called and called to help them rise, lift the weary as they dry their eyes from the weight they've carried long. Now they're finding strength, growing strong. This is it, we can say we're the light of the world, light way. Feel the power, it's real. A new way to live, a new way to feel. Oh, we've seen stories come alive, new momentum, brighter lives. Light awakens what was still, restores the spark, renews the will. A lighter heart, a brighter day, peace that turns along the way. Balance found and hope restored, feeling stronger than before. This is it, we can say we're the light of the world, light way. Feel the power, it's real. A new way to live, a new way to feel, a new way to feel. No more waiting for someday, the time is now, we found the way. Hand in hand we rise above, sharing hope, sharing love. This is it, here we stand, lighting lives across the land.
Well, good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. I wanted to give everybody just a couple of moments to listen to the music and to invite somebody that you know and that you love tonight. Welcome to Testimony Tuesday. My name is Brittany Francis, and I'm your host tonight for what we call the night that gives hope to the people that we know and love. You know, there are so many people that desperately need the technology that we have our hands on. And the fuel to what we do every single day are testimonies. And so every single Tuesday, we get together and we share what is happening in each other's lives about how this technology works, what this technology does. So if you're a guest, I simply want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. We truly believe that this is the most prolific regenerative technology of our lifetime. And if you've been asked the question, have you been patched yet? And you had no idea what that meant, my hope is by the end of tonight, you understand this technology. You've heard some incredible testimonies to give you hope, because there definitely are testimonies tonight that will do that. And that you are able to understand what would happen if you simply put this technology on your body. Now, this technology is in the world of stem cells. So this is not a normal disclaimer. Your body has the ability to do some incredible things when your body is placed in the perfect position for your body to fix itself, right? So this disclaimer is really, your story is going to be completely different than someone else's story. My husband stopped snoring after this technology, utilizing it for 3 days. One of my best friends, her husband stopped snoring after 4 months, but her husband's back felt better right away. And my husband's back took a couple of months. So this technology is in that world of stem cells. Now, David Schmidt is our founder. He's the CEO. And I like to cover David. I like to cover the science before we jump into testimonies, because if you understand the validity of who our founder is, the validity of our technology, then it's very comprehensible to understand that the testimonies are very, very real. Okay, so David is our founder. He has over 200 patents. Closer to the end of this year, he'll have close to 300. He is a scientist. He's our inventor. Now, in 2008, he focused his life on focusing on stem cells. But before that, he was actually contracted by the US military to come up with something that the Navy SEALs could utilize that would keep them awake for 24 to 36 hours straight, ready for combat. David went to work. He found a specific frequency of light that he reflected back into the body of the Navy SEALs. It was actually a red light that the Navy SEALs emitted. And when David Schmidt reflected that frequency of light, the Navy SEALs had the ability to stay awake and alert for 24 to 36 hours straight, no longer hooked on amphetamines. When Stanford University heard about this technology, that they were not putting drugs inside the body of the Navy SEALs, but the Navy SEALs were actually able to be awake and alert, they began to utilize this technology called the energy enhancers on their athletes. The athletes began to utilize this, and actually what ended up happening was, interestingly enough, that they actually won multiple medals, and that was the birth of LifeWave. So LifeWave is in the world of light and reflecting specific frequencies of different light back into your body, and then the body doing some incredible things. This right here is a picture of many of the Olympic athletes, many of very well-known athletes utilizing LifeWave's technology. It's a two-patch system, and the system actually it just works just to reflect specific frequencies of light. So this was over 20 years ago. So David Schmidt went to work and he said, okay, this worked really well. What other frequencies of light can I find, and what can I do to reflect those frequencies of light, and what is the body capable of doing? And so David dug, and we actually won the Stem Cell Award in innovation last year by biotech. Out of thousands of nominations, ladies and gentlemen, this technology reflects a specific frequency of light. The body wakes up stem cells. The biotech acknowledged us out of thousands of nominations, 15 different countries, with Celergize and X39. Celergize is a powder that you place inside water with the X39 together, won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year. So no longer having to spend tens of thousands of dollars on stem cell injections, the body can just activate its own stem cells, and we'll go a little bit deeper into that. The New England Journal of Medicine stated that the number one indicator of wellness was directly correlated with the number of stem cells in the bloodstream that were awake and alert. It said this in multiple different ways. And I did find the actual article, and it was very interesting because it was talking about the stem cells that were capable of doing what the stem cells were needing to do. So in other words, again, activated stem cells, because as we get older, stem cells go dormant, and stem cells are known as a fountain of youth. As we age and we experience inflammation and our body starts breaking down, our stem cells break down, they go to sleep, so to speak. And that no longer happens when you utilize this technology. Stem cells are absolutely vital. Okay, they are the master building block of the entire body. It is their job to naturally repair, naturally renew, go through your body, really go through and look for all the areas that are broken, damaged. And if stem cells are awake, they are called undifferentiated cells, which means they have the ability to turn into whatever cell is necessary for the body to fix. So let's say that somebody has nerve damage, cardiac damage, intestinal damage, whatever it is. If the stem cells are awake and alert, they can travel, triage, and go, oh, this lady just is activating us. These are the things that are wrong with her, and let's fix these in the order that they need to be fixed. Brilliant. Okay, so absolutely incredibly brilliant. So this technology, okay, it begins to activate your body, and your body wakes up its own stem cells. Because like I said, by the time we're 30, half of our stem cells are dormant. By the time we're 60, 90% of them are dormant, which means our body breaks down. Now, interestingly enough, we all know that inside our body, we're actually beings of light. The moment that we're conceived, they can even see, bing, light happens, right? We have biophotons inside our body. Okay. And we actually emit that light frequency off of our body. And when you reflect that frequency of light, all these different frequencies of light, because we've got a lot of different colors of frequencies, the body has chemical reactions. This is actually called photobiomodulation. Okay, so the energy enhancers for the Navy SEALs, that was photobiomodulation. It was catching a specific red light frequency. The body was elevating adrenaline in response to that frequency reflected back in the body. That is photobiomodulation. That is what the X39 does, which is the star of usually Testimony Tuesdays. We'll probably talk about a few of the other technologies that LifeWave has, but the X39 is your Mama Bear patch by LifeWave. It took him 10 years, $4.5 million to discover this technology to find the specific frequency of light. And when this specific patch is placed on the body naturally elevates what is known as the GHKCU copper peptide. Peptide is a hot topic, right? Those of you on social media, all you'll see is peptide, 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 inject, 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 right? Well, this technology actually placed on the body elevates its own GHKCU copper peptide. And when it does that, the body begins to heal because you're not seeing this massive spike, which we're going to discuss in a minute, this massive spike when an injection happens, right? When you go and get an injection of any kind, whether it be glutathione injection, which is going to help you fight an infection in your body, or when you get different injections, the body has these spikes and then a massive fall, right? Well, what you want to picture is as you place this technology on your body, the body begins to almost have like a dimmer switch inside it. Okay. And when the dimmer switch occurs, the elevation of the GHKCU copper peptide, amazing things begin to happen. Okay. So really incredible from hair, skin, and nails, lung protection, okay, all the way through brain, nerves. So you see some major things happen. The brighter that the body gets with this dimmer switch, the longer that you utilize this little patch. And normally I'm wearing it right here, and I'm so sorry. Normally I have it on, but I just placed it on my dog. So while somebody's sharing, I can get a patch, and or if somebody wants to share what their patch looks like. But it's just a little circle. And the body, in response to that frequency of light, naturally elevates this copper peptide. This peptide is known as a holy grail of healing. It's a copper bound tripeptide of this right here. So, what you're going to see is reduction in inflammation, digestion changes, tissue repair, nerve cells changing, enhanced energy, your immune system changing, your hormones changing in a powerful way. You're able to build muscle in a powerful way. Okay. It also protects you against things like poor memory. And those of you that are here, part of our family is what I like to say. You all know that I lost my grandmother last week to dementia, but my grandmother was able to wear this patch. There's nobody that can tell me that this patch does not work in a powerful way. My grandmother was diagnosed with dementia in January of 2024. We placed this technology on her body. My grandmother began to utilize it probably about, I want to say it was 5 or 6 months after we were utilizing this patch because it took me some time to talk my family into putting it on her. But my grandmother began to remember my children's name, this, their birthdays, what they like to do, what they don't like to do. And if I called her back, it would get me into a lot of trouble. This technology is brilliant. And this copper peptide is literally like known as the holy grail of healing. But it's not injecting. It's completely natural because your body, placing this technology on your body elevates that GHKCU copper peptide. So it's not the synthetic peptides that are being injected in your body. It's not disrupting your natural healing, your natural timing, your natural signaling. Your body is able to regenerate with itself. So this is really incredible. Really incredible. Okay, so when we go out into the sunlight, our body elevates what? Vitamin D, right? Because the body activates in the sunlight. So we're not taking vitamin D, right? I mean, you could take a supplement, but the body is producing vitamin D. That's what ends up happening when you place this patch on. So it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. There's no drugs, there's no chemicals. All these testimonies that you're about to hear, your body is utilizing its own light frequency, accepting the light frequency from the patch that's literally made of amino salt, sugars, and crystals that are grinded down to a specific mirror image. And then the body's elevating that GHKCU. So it's non-transdermal, non-invasive. It's not putting anything inside your body. So your body is able to get to the optimum health and wellness level that it can possibly get to the longer that you utilize this technology. Okay, so the improvement of strength, stamina, the energy flow throughout your body, it's absolutely incredible. And this technology does have the ISO 13485, which means that it is acknowledged as a medical device by the FDA. It does not need to be FDA approved because it doesn't qualify. It's not a food, it's not a drug. It is a class one medical device. Okay, so it's FDA compliant. Now, before we jump into the testimony, it is extremely important. Here's my husband and I, and actually we need to do another one because I think that we look maybe even a little bit younger. But my husband and I, we started utilizing this technology. We put it on our body. And I actually had what was called Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition. And my body began to fix itself. My body began to focus on the things that were broken. And by a week, I want to say it was 46, 47 days, I went to the doctor and the doctor said, Brittany, you have to stop doubling up your medication. And if you know me well, more is always better. More glitter, more everything, right? Well, it was the first time that I could look at my doctor and say, I am not doubling up anything. So he actually had to take me off my medication. So that's the power of what we have our hands on. You're about to hear some incredible testimonies, really incredible testimonies. But I want to make it very clear that it's the body that's doing the work when the body is placed in the optimal position. Now, they did just do another clinical research that came out after 3 years. And what they found was the average age reversal at the biological age, the average age reversal was 6 to 8.5 years after 6 months of use. So what you're seeing, and when they looked at this, they said, why do they look so much better? Because people look better. Why? Well, it's because the telomeres actually have a healthy lengthening. Okay, so that's why. So it's really incredible. The long-term results are brilliant. Within the first few days, 4,000 genes reset. Within 3 weeks, the brain starts becoming balanced. So if you have special needs children, if there are things that are going on in their brain, it's really incredible to see what happens there. It's really neat. We have a lot of testimonies for that. But also those with memory issues, cognitive function, right? And then within 90 days, the collagen is increased. So the collagen is actually the matrix of your body. So your ability or somebody's ability, like my grandmother, to get up and out of a chair, up and out of bed begins to change. And after 6 months, it's clinically proven that the cardiovascular age of the heart actually reverses. So the testimonies are absolutely incredible. They're life-changing. People are seeing amazing things happen all day long. So, with that, what I would love to do is I would love to actually call on several people that sent me text messages this week and I was like, "Oh my gosh, can you share?" And the first person is Ken. Ken, are you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna spotlight you and then I'm gonna share my screen. Oh, you look good. How are you?
Hey, thanks.
All right, I'm going to share my screen with what you sent me, and you can explain what just happened.
Okay, all right. This is really interesting because there's been one testimony after another, and I'm just so excited. So this was an N-body a test that I did 6 months ago, and then I did another N-body test just a month ago, and apparently the the N-body results, ran through ChatGPT and said, "Tell me what is the interpretation of this." The interpretation of what I've done with the the X39 and all the others has actually, along with a lifestyle change of being healthy and acting healthy, brought me to an elite level of body recomposition. But what's really was that blew me away was right at the bottom. It said, most importantly, you are aging reverse you are aging in reverse physiology. I mean, I didn't make this up. All I did was put my reports in, and that's what came out. And I've got so much, I got so many testimonies of what happened. And I'll tell a quick story because I have to, I don't want to, I want to hog the testimony day, but I'm so excited. This morning I was in prayer. It was so amazing that, I was so pleased to know that I'm in the best health of my life, literally. And actually, people are saying I'm looking younger. I mean, I've met people from 2 or 3 years ago, but how I got started was this Easter last year, I had major back pain. In fact, the point where I couldn't get out of bed because I had an injury from a workout and then ended up injuring it at Easter, hauling trash bags out, and I was in bed. And my wife had these patches, and I'm like going. She's like, I didn't know what they were. Like, oh, they look like quarter things. What are they, like placebos or whatever? Like, I'm like, and she goes, I'm like, I'm in pain. I'm like going, I'll do anything. I'll take it. I couldn't even get out of bed, and she put them on me. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that! Wow, I'm feeling better. All right, and so I was able to get up, and get out of bed. I mean, my osteo and my chiropractor couldn't help me, and I'm like going, okay. And then a couple about a week later, I'm like going, wow, I'm getting some really good effects out of this. I mean, I was able to walk and yeah, and get out. All of a sudden, I had more energy. My brain fog disappeared. Wow. I'm like, what, for $3 and 30? Well, okay. So, I had pride and I was like going, well, maybe it's something else I'm doing. No, it wasn't. Then all of a sudden, about a couple of weeks, a week or two later, I'm like getting clarity of purpose. I'm getting clarity of what my purpose is here on earth that God gave me to do. And well, one of the biggest things was my sleep. And I got all of a sudden instant sleep. Within 3 weeks, I was sleeping through the night. And the second thing that my wife will testify about is I stopped snoring. 80, 90% stopped snoring. And she goes, that's worth the price of admission. Started this back in Easter of last year. So, all of a sudden I started just wearing the X39 and started wearing just keep going. And then all of a sudden my mood and my well-being was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I feel so much better. I was like, kind of, this is real estate in Austin, Texas, big slump market. It's like, oh, I could be really depressed. But like going, I'm ready to take on the world here. And then all of a sudden, I was doing my workouts and everything and stamina. I all of a sudden had like more stamina. Like I could do this workout longer. And then I'm like going, well, wait a minute. I'm in real estate. I do pretty well. And, but a couple extra hours work in my business means a lot. And so I was, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm 62 years old. And what happens is that, I want to be my 30s. I can keep going until 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night and, get these jobs done and get these listings going. And you know what? I just peter out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I'm done. I'm like done. Well, I was able to get an extra 2 hours of work on this. I'm okay. Oh, well, I'm hooked. This is like September of last year. Well, I wasn't really paying attention to my body or anything like that because I'm not a vanity kind of guy. But all of a sudden I looked at my face. I'm like going, well, wait a minute. My my crow's feet are gone. That's a collagen thing. I go, what happened to the crow's wow. Like, all of a sudden, like I'm looking in the mirror, like going, I look younger. I'm like, wow. And then I looked at my skin and it was starting to clear up, like, wow. And then my nails. I mean, I don't really pay attention to my nails, but the ridges were gone. The little dots were gone, the deficiencies. Well, here's about October, November of last year. I kept wearing the X39 and some of the others. And the big thing for me was neuropathy. I've been dealing with it for over 6 years, which is the bottom of your feet, where the nerves feel like you're like walking on socks. It's like it's really irritating, and it can get really bad. Like for diabetics, it can get really bad. And all of a sudden, I was walking across my tile in my my house in my bathroom, and I could feel the floor. I couldn't feel it before because I had this neuropathy going on. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, the next thing was I have a picture of it. My blood pressure went down to 121 over 79. I have a picture of it. It was on a high level of blood pressure problems. And where the doctor's like going, okay, you're going to have to go on statins. And I'm like, I don't want to go on statins. I mean, because I don't, I love doctors, but they're not, they're to try to fix things with medication when the body can, because of God's design, can heal itself with the proper therapy. So blood pressure went down, but then all of a sudden I'm sitting in my throne room in the bathroom reading a book, and I said, "Well, wait a minute. I couldn't read before close up. I had to have reader glasses." So then all of a sudden, I told my wife, I said, "I don't need reader glasses anymore." This is like a couple of months ago. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's like this is amazing." And then then the last one was recently was I did my test of the blood work. My doctor was really saying, "Hey, actually, my blood work in September, October was a point where I couldn't do a new life insurance policy. I'm trying to set up for a new life insurance policy, and the cholesterol was too high. I mean, I gave it to my, the people that look at they're like going, you don't want to submit this to life insurance because it's gonna turn you down." And I'm like going, well, I have a report here 2 months later, 3 months later, that the blood work is absolutely normal. January, I got it. And I asked my doctor, I said, "Am I good?" Because he was really concerned. He goes, "You're good." Now, this is my own testimony. And the last one, which is just in the last couple of weeks, is that I had a procedure that caused me to have a incision that caused me a scar, and it felt like a marble in where it was incision, where the incision was. And when it started to heal and do all that, it was about a scar. Well, I started putting the X39 on that scar, like David Schmidt says and Brittany says. Literally, the marble went to zero in about 3 weeks. This is a scar. I was just doing it as a test. I'm not trying to test anything, but it was like, I'm like going, OMG. So I'm a complete 100% believer in the product because I understand what it does. Because I have this laser right here, which is a photobiomodulation laser that I spent $8,000 on because my wife had a concussion falling on an ice storm slick, hit her head. She went into complete basically a concussion where eventually she couldn't drive, she couldn't walk, she couldn't type, she banging into walls. And we found somebody fortunately local that had the red light therapy laser called, and I started researching photobiomodulation. That's why I knew about photobiomodulation. So when I started looking at the patches, which I wasn't going to put on anybody else's body, if I didn't think it was real, since I used it so much, we started sharing with the family. We shared it with our in-laws. My 86-year-old grandfather was over here just today, and he's on the patch, and he's gotten some amazing results, energy and everything, stepping up, and so I got so excited. I mean, I basically did this. I decided I was going to share it with my neighborhood. We're going to do a health and wellness expo right here in Santa Rita Ranch, which is the biggest subdivision in Austin, Texas. And Rick and Brittany are going to come down on June 13th and join us because
Change
we're gonna
lives.
spread this word around. Because look, I do pretty well in real estate and everything like that, but this is where I stand on the top of the building and shout out like on you for $3.33 a day. I'm
Oh,
in.
so many lives to change, Ken. There's so many lives, and people are praying for this. You have no idea how much hope you just gave people tonight.
Hope is
Like,
my big word. That's the whole reason why we do things. Is for bringing hope, and this is real. This is real, and I'm I don't have to promote this. I mean, I do pretty well in my business. I am so excited. I'm standing on top of
I
on
love
a
it.
light on the hill saying, let's go.
I love it. Oh, Ken. Well, I don't even know what to say to that. Now you're going to hear the next one and you guys are going to go, oh my gosh. So, Ken, you're the best. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you. We'll
sharing.
see you in June.
See you in June. I love it. All right. So, next, guys, like if it couldn't get even better, Miss Elizabeth, will you unmute yourself and show your video, please? Your beautiful self. Let's see if she can do it because this is very, very exciting. And Estelle, if you need to help her, you can just jump on and tell me that you need to call her maybe because she may need help on the Zoom. Let's see if she does. And if not, then Tanika will call on you next while Miss Elizabeth gets rocking and rolling because it's going to be a fire testimony when she does. All right, Tanika, Lara, if you want to if you want to jump on, and then we'll see if I can help Elizabeth get on next because you all want to hear this. It's amazing.
Can you hear us? Can you see us, Brittany?
Yes, I'm finding you right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have my beautiful neighbor Tanika with me, so I'm gonna let her tell.
Good evening. I'm Tanika. I'm from Richmond, Texas. I started using the patches in January. I'm a hairstylist and I use my hands all day long. And I was experiencing some severe pain in my hands. And at first, they thought it was trigger finger. They did all the tests, nothing. They put me on anti-inflammatory meds, nothing really helped. Laura told me, T, just try these patches. Just try them. I'm guarantee you it's going to work for you. So I tried the patches. She said, oh, it may take up to 2 months to 3 months to start seeing the effects of the patches, but I guarantee you it's going to work. Within 2 weeks, I saw a huge difference. The week before I started using the patches, I was in the ER in extreme pain. I could not even move my finger. It was like stuck like this, and it was swollen. And it would radiate all the way up to my elbow. The pain was so much. Within 2 weeks just of using the patches, the pain was gone. I can be in the salon 8 hours and not even feel a thing.
Mhm.
I have so much range in my hands. I can braid, I can do my locks for hours at a time, no pain. I also started noticing different things. I was sleeping better. I was falling asleep easier. I had restful sleeping, not waking up if I heard a noise or not waking up to use the restroom because I was just sleeping so peacefully. Also, too, I noticed my hair just started really growing. I had thin spots on the front from alopecia from when I had the twins. All of a sudden, my hair started growing. Like I literally, you would never see my hair pull back like this. I had no hair here. My hair started growing in. My face started clearing up. It's people ask me, "Oh, T, your skin looks so smooth. Like, are you trying a new regimen?" Nothing. It's all because of these patches. I believe in these patches 100%. My mom started using the patches. She was having what's it called?
Sciatica.
Sciatica pain in her back. It will get so bad, she'll be in a bed for 2 days. Since she started using the patches, not an incident since. This patch has changed my life. I truly recommend everyone. You're not too young to use these patches. You're not too old to use these patches. Try it and just give it a chance and give it a chance to work.
Oh my gosh. You're beautiful. How have you been hiding? Listen. Well, thank you so much for sharing because I know that there are so many hairdressers, my aunt included, that she's been a hairdresser for 45 years. And whenever your hands hurt, it's just miserable. So I'm
It
just
is.
excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
Oh, Tanika, it's wonderful. All right. Katai, last week you shared. Can you tell us what we're seeing here? Because you just sent this and I was able to plug it in and get it on the screen.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. So last week I shared that my metabolic age has dropped since I started wearing the patches. I already had pretty good metabolic age. My real age is 54, and just like Ken, I am like him reversing in age. So on the average, before I started wearing the patches, my metabolic age was between 18 and 22. And here's a photo. I wasn't able to find it last week. So yeah, here's my age. My age now is between 12 and 16 on the regular, and that has everything to do with the telomeres, you guys. Wearing the Alavita patch and the X49 along with the 39, I stack all those, and I've been on the patches for about 13 months, so it's not something that happened right away. But you guys, we are reversing an age, so stick with it. Stick with it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, so Estelle, if you're on, let me see if Estelle is on or if Elizabeth was able to get back on. She's gonna, I guess, have to share. Well, what I will tell you. Oh, you know what, Katai, will you unmute real fast and tell us? People are asking, how can you get your metabolic age checked? How can you get that checked?
It's a scale. It's a scale that I have, and you can get it too. There a lot of machine. I say a lot of machines. A lot of trainers or some more sophisticated uh,
I
body
think I'm
scans
here.
in gyms and
You are
other.
good.
Oh, she got it. Okay.
She did. She did. Okay, where
Yes.
is
I've never
Go to
had
her. Go
that happen
to her.
before.
It's a special scale.
My
Okay, Miss Marcia, you
apologies.
did it. Praise God. All right. No, share, friend. It's worth the
Okay,
wait.
I'm 76. I started having health issues when I was 24 and unusual things that were like 1 in 100,000 kind of a deal. And so I've kind of had this kind of issues happen throughout my life. I'm on my third autoimmune condition, and I was in such pain. I had umpteen trips to the ER, and I finally wanted them to knock me out because there was nothing that would help my pain. And I still say discomfort, sorry. Anyway, um, I was put on prednisone first, and then they'd wean me back off, and the pain would just come back. And finally, they put me on an anti-malaria drug with it. It wiped out my white blood count, so I had to come off that. I went on to a chemo drug. That wiped out my white count, so I went off that. And finally, my nurse practitioner calls me and she says, "Okay, you're back to normal on your white count. Do you want to try another one?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. I've been on these patches now for about 3 months, and I'm starting to get some relief. I know I'm still on the prednisone too, but I'm feeling better. I think I'd like to just wait." He said, "Okay, we can do that. Call if you want to change your mind." I said, "Okay." So anyway, and I'm thinking, "Oh no, I don't want to go back to ER again." But anyway, I gradually stopped taking the prednisone, and I am just using the X39 and the Aeon, and I am pain free. I did have one flare about a month ago, but in retrospect, I blame
Mara,
it
you
on
have to
eating
turn,
gluten.
don't touch them more.
Okay, 1 minute,
Yeah.
guys. Don't talk. 1 minute. I'm not going to remute you guys because I want you guys to stay off mute. But Miss Marcia, so finish up.
Anyway, so I am on strictly the two patches, and I feel so
Tell them,
blessed.
sir. He's a
I
funny
had
thing.
my blood pressure was a little bit up, so I was on a medication diuretic for that. All of a sudden, I became very dizzy. I called my doctor. I said, "My blood pressure is running in the mid 90s over 45." I said, "That's not my normal." I said, "Is there something I can stop?" "Well, yeah, you can, but you need to take your vital signs for the next couple of weeks and give us a call." I said, "Okay." So 2 weeks later, I called him. I said, "My blood pressure's great." Told him what I've been reading. And yeah, you can stay off it. So I just saw my cardiologist last week, and he comes in and he reads my blood pressure 117 over 66. He says, "Your blood pressure is excellent, little on the low side even." He says, "But that's great." And I didn't tell him about the patches yet, but I will in time. But I have told my regular doctor. And so now I see him in next month, and I can't wait. till he sees me.
I love it. And did you say that you've
Yeah,
had health issues since you were in your 20s?
24.
Oh,
Yep,
Marcia.
I had a hemorrhagic cyst on my thyroid, so I had to have a subtotal thyroidectomy. And then it's just other weird stuff, 3 different autoimmune conditions. And yeah, you don't want to hear about all of it.
But
But
God,
anyway,
look at this. So
the
amazing.
last thing I want to mention is that I had numb feet for years. And one day, I don't know, I was probably about either my 5th or 6th month on the patches. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, I can feel my feet in my shoes. And so I took my shoes off and yeah, I feel the carpet. Oh my goodness. And so my feet are back to normal. My feet are pink. And yeah, I thank God every day. I just feel like a walking miracle. If I gave you the whole list, it's probably close to 32 things that I've either had clear up or be on its way to being cleared.
Marcia, I don't know how you've been hiding from us. I love it. I love it. And now you know how to unmute yourself. So you're in trouble because now I'm going to get you all the time. I love it. Thank you for giving hope tonight. And I'm so glad you're living life to the fullest.
Thank you.
Well, without further ado, we saved the best for last, Miss Elizabeth. We got you.
Hey,
Marsha was
hello
worth it, and
everyone.
you were too. Hi, Miss Elizabeth. Share with us what has happened because I think there's going to be a lot of tears right now.
I thank you all for wanting to listen to me. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse practitioner. I went to work one day driving, not knowing that I was having a heart attack, a stroke. And when I got to work, my colleague told me that my mouth was bending this way. So I thought because we always, joke around. So anyway, they did my blood pressure 210, 110. And the
Hmm.
ambulance took me to JPS. Within 30 minutes that I got to the emergency room, I was coded and intubated for 12 days. I could not speak anymore. I didn't know where I was. And sure, the heaven broke loose. My son, everybody crying. I was out for 3 days. Finally, they reintubated me and I got back to normalcy. This was just 3 months ago. Now I'm able to talk. My friend for 30 something years found me out and she just wanted to chit chat. And I said, "Why are you talking like this?" And I told her that I had a stroke. She said, "Right away." Within 5 days, I got the patch and I started patching. My blood pressure is down. Therapy is gone from my house. I don't have any. Um, my blood pressure is 110, 120 sometimes, over 60. I sleep very well. My appetite is good. My eyes, this left eye was tearing so bad. My eyes don't tear anymore. It's even better than I'm seeing with my glasses. But my friend told me, keep doing what you're doing, you're going to get better. My mouth that was down this way, no more. I can, usually when I eat, I spill. I don't spill food anymore. I can walk without my walker. Some evenings I go with my daughter and my son, we walk around the block. My appetite is good, my sleep is good, my energy is good. The most of all is my cognizant ability. My no more um, no more foggy brain. Yes, I'm clear in my thinking. This is something wonderful.
Oh,
Please let's get this in the hands of as many people as possible. I'm telling all my friends who can listen. I'm calling my colleagues far and near. There's something that is regenerating our life. Please get on it. Even my son's cat, the one that I've used already, I put it under their belly. You know, a friend of mine said her daughter does not misbehave. I said, give her the patch you've taken it from your body so that she can start listening. and she will ask you, Mom, how much time do you want me to sit and read? This is something great. Thank you all so, so
Oh,
very much for all that you have done. Tell Mr. Smith that I'm giving him the biggest. This is my hand for him. We
oh,
thank him so, so very much. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank
well,
you.
see, that was so worth the wait.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. When you're told that there's no hope, and then look at this, guys, that this is the most mind-blowing technology of our life. I mean, I just, what else can you say? You're going to put the patch on, 12 hours on and 12 hours off. You're going to take it off if you love your dog and put it on your dog.
Yes.
And your body will change, your dog's body will change, your cat's body will change because the technology just simply works. You wear
Right.
a 12 hours day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You want to make sure that you don't wear it any longer than that because your body needs to rest. Remember, it's your body that's doing the work. Okay, so incredibly important for you to remember that your body is doing the work. Now, the future of household and world technology is here at the very center. You are seeing, and we're going to start incorporating this in Testimony Tuesdays in 2 weeks. We're going to hear about what the incredible technology of our X2O water machine allows the body to do. Guys, there is no doubt that this technology is going to change lives across the globe. It's just absolutely mind blowing. The Code of Creation is the documentary that's being released about our company on April 15th. And so you want to make sure that you jump in and you get this patch on your body. Make sure you do not get it anywhere else but from the person that placed you on this. This technology is made very specifically by our company. No one else has it. There are knockoffs. It does not work. They are not real. Please hear my heart. The technology is made a very specific way. Okay. So you can get this patch for $149.95, the 30 of them at retail. We do not ever let anybody do that. Okay. You either want to become a preferred customer, 1 month per decade that you are alive at minimum is what you want to wear this patch. Really 6 months minimum. I tell everybody, if you're not going to give me 6 months, then don't wear it because you want to change at the mitochondrial level, at the cellular level, at a very deep level. Or you can become a brand partner if you say, I want to change the world. That's great. We don't talk about that on Testimony Tuesdays. People that get on just want hope a lot of times, and there's hope here, but we really do suggest and do it instead of doing the preferred customer. We do suggest to get the package deal, either the core, advanced plus, or premium, because you actually get to mix and match the different sleeves. And these sleeves right here, there's 30 of the X39s in each of these envelopes. You can mix and match the different technologies, and you can just place this technology on your body. Earlier, we talked about the Eon patch, and the Eon patch, when you place on your body, if X39 is Batman, Eon is Robin, and Eon actually helps the body lower the cortisol levels. So the stress levels inside the body will lower at night. The Alavita patch is incredible, and you can just mix and match in all those different packages. Guys, what we have our hands on is so special and unique. It's so special and unique. I pray tonight that you were so blessed and so filled with hope that if you're already wearing the patch and you just started, that you know that it's so worth wearing it for the amount of time that your body needs to wear it. Give it the time that it deserves. We didn't break overnight. Put this patch on your body, allow that dimmer switch to start being placed and just getting higher and higher and higher. And understand that your body is going to change in an incredible way. The people that you love, like my grandmother, they're going to be able to live a life in a fuller way that they never would have been able to do before. This little patch, this little circle patch that we believe is the most prolific regenerative technology of our lifetime is going to change your life. So with that, I pray that every single one of you have an incredible evening, that you get back if you're a guest and you just get the patch on your body. And please share on a Testimony Tuesday, because this is why we exist. This is why we do what we do, for hope. I mean, look at this. Thank you so much to Tanika, Ken, Marsha, and Elizabeth. You gave so much hope tonight. So, with that, God bless every single one of you and have an incredible evening. Take care.